Today, we're delving into one of Hollywood's most notorious and enduring unsolved mysteries, the Black Dahlia case. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with our latest true crime content. Without further ado, let's dive into the chilling story of the Black Dahlia.
Welcome. This is Crime Recall.
On the morning of January 15, 1947, a young mother named Betty Brissinger was walking with her 3-year-old daughter in a quiet Los Angeles neighborhood when she stumbled upon a gruesome sight. Lying in an empty lot was the bisected body of a young woman, her bloodless skin a ghastly white. The woman's face had been mutilated, and her body had been posed with her arms raised above her shoulders. The victim was quickly identified as Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old aspiring actress from Massachusetts. She became known as the Black Dahlia in the press, a moniker reportedly inspired by the 1946 film noir The Blue Dahlia. And her penchant for wearing black clothing, Elizabeth's brutal murder would captivate the nation, launching one of the most extensive investigations in Los Angeles history. Elizabeth Short was born on July 29, 1924, in Hyde Park, Massachusetts. After her parents separated when she was young, Elizabeth moved to California with her mother and 4 sisters. At the age of 19, she relocated to Santa Barbara, hoping to establish herself as an actress in Hollywood. Elizabeth was known for her striking beauty and her jet black hair, which she often styled in Victory roles, a popular hairstyle of the time. Despite her aspirations, she struggled to find work in the film industry, instead taking on various jobs to make ends meet. Elizabeth led a transient lifestyle, often relying on friends and acquaintances for a place to stay. The brutality of Elizabeth's murder was shocking, even for seasoned investigators. Her body had been meticulously severed at the waist, and her face had been slashed from the corners of her mouth to her ears, creating a chilling ear-to-ear grid. The coroner determined that Elizabeth had been severely beaten before her death, and that the mutilation had occurred post-mortem. The lack of blood at the crime scene indicated that Elizabeth had been killed elsewhere and then transported to the empty lot. The precision of the cuts and the clean, bloodless state of her body led investigators to believe that her killer had some degree of surgical skill. Police worked tirelessly to track down any leads, interviewing over 150 suspects and following up on thousands of tips. The sensational nature of the crime and Elizabeth's budding Hollywood connections drew the attention of the press, and the case quickly became a media circus. The Los Angeles Examiner even went so far as to contact Elizabeth's mother, Phoebe Short, under the guise of informing her that her daughter had won a beauty contest. It wasn't until Phoebe was en route to Los Angeles that the newspaper revealed the truth about Elizabeth's murder. The newspaper dubbed Elizabeth the Black Dahlia, a name that would become synonymous with her gruesome death. The public's fascination with the case led to countless tips, false confessions, and publicity stunts. Many individuals claimed to be the Black Dahlia's killer, but the stories were often debunked upon further investigation. The intense media coverage surrounding Elizabeth's murder only served to muddle the case, making it more difficult for investigators to separate fact from fiction. Over the years, numerous suspects have been linked to the Black Dahlia murder, but no one has ever been charged with the crime. Some of the most notable suspects include Dr. George Hodel, a Los Angeles physician who became a prime suspect after his son, former LAPD homicide detective Steve Hodel, discovered a trove of evidence suggesting his father's involvement in the murder. Dr. Hodel had a history of violence and was known to have performed abortions, possibly explaining his surgical skill. Walter Bailey, a surgeon who lived just a few blocks from the empty lot where Elizabeth's body was discovered. Bailey had a history of mental instability, and his surgical background made him a viable suspect. However, there is no direct evidence linking him to the murder. Leslie Dillon, a former mortician's assistant with an extensive criminal background. Dillon emerged as a suspect after he contacted the LAPD with detailed knowledge of the murder. Although he was cleared by police after passing a polygraph test, some investigators remained suspicious of his potential involvement. Jack Henderson Wilson, a small-time crook and drifter, Wilson was implicated by an acquaintance who claimed he had confessed to the murder. However, there was insufficient evidence to charge Wilson, and he died in a fire before he could be questioned further. Many theories have been proposed regarding the motive behind Elizabeth Short's murder. Some believe she was killed by a jilted lover, while others speculate that her death was the result of a botched abortion. Another theory suggests that Elizabeth was the victim of a sadistic serial killer, and her murder was one of many. One of the most compelling theories comes from the retired LAPD detective Steve Hodel, who believes his father, Dr. George Hodel, was responsible for Elizabeth's murder. Steve Hodel's investigation uncovered a photograph of a woman resembling Elizabeth Short among his father's belongings, as well as evidence connecting Dr. Hodel to other unsolved murders. In 2003, Steve Hodel published his findings in the book Black Dahlia Avenger, which reignited public interest in the case. Despite the passage of over 7 decades, the Black Dahlia case continues to captivate the public's imagination. Elizabeth Short's tragic story has been the subject of numerous books, films, and documentaries. The unsolved nature of her murder has made her a symbol of Hollywood's dark underbelly, a cautionary tale of ambition, beauty, and the dangers of fame. The Black Dahlia case remains one of the most haunting and enduring mysteries in American history. The brutal nature of Elizabeth Short's murder and the countless unanswered questions surrounding her death have made this case an enduring source of fascination for true crime enthusiasts. As the years go by, it seems increasingly unlikely that we will ever learn the truth about who killed Elizabeth Short, but her story will continue to captivate us all. Thank you for joining us today as we explore the chilling mystery of the Black Dahlia. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Black Dahlia case, please give this video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think we'll ever uncover the true identity of Elizabeth Short's killer? Or is this case destined to remain unsolved forever? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future true crime content. Once again, thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay curious, stay vigilant, and as always, stay safe out there.